On a quiet morning near the edge of a small frozen village, a little stray dog wandered alone. His name would later become Lulu, but at that moment he was just another lost soul. His fur was thin, his ribs could be seen with every breath, and his eyes carried the kind of sadness that only hunger and loneliness can carve into a living being. He searched desperately among piles of trash for something to eat, trembling from both the cold and the emptiness in his stomach. His steps grew weaker, and for a moment it looked as though he might give up. But fate had a different plan. Passing by was a young girl named Maryam, carrying her school bag and humming softly to herself. As she walked, her eyes fell on the shivering creature curled beside the street. She slowed her steps, her heart touched by the sight. Carefully, so as not to frighten him, she moved closer. Lulu lifted his head, his ears drooping, his eyes filled with a silent plea for help. It was as if he was asking, "Please don't walk away." Maryam reached into her bag and pulled out a small piece of bread she had saved from breakfast. With gentle hands, she placed it in front of him. For a moment, Lulu hesitated, unsure if this kindness was real. Then hunger won, and he ate quickly, wagging his tail just a little, the first spark of hope he had felt in a long time. From that day on, Lulu never left Maryam's doorstep. He waited every morning to walk her to school, and every afternoon he greeted her with joy. What began as a single act of compassion grew into a bond of trust that nothing could break. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into years. Lulu grew strong and healthy, his fur thick and his body filled with life again. He became Maryam's loyal companion, her shadow in every adventure. At the playground, he watched over her. On the way to school, he walked proudly by her side. At home, he slept near the door, guarding the family he had claimed as his own. Everyone in the village came to know Lulu as more than just a dog. He was Maryam's protector and friend, a symbol of loyalty and gratitude. Then one night, the true depth of Lulu's devotion was revealed. The village lay silent under a heavy blanket of darkness when a thief crept quietly toward Maryam's home. Step by step, the intruder tried to break inside, but Lulu's ears caught the sound, and his heart beat faster with the instinct to protect. In an instant, his bark split the silence, fierce and unrelenting. He lunged at the intruder, growling with all the strength his small body could give. The thief panicked, stumbling backward, and fled into the night, never to return. Inside the house, Maryam and her family awoke in shock, rushing to the doorway to find Lulu standing guard, chest heaving, eyes burning with determination. In that moment, they understood fully what his loyalty meant. Years ago, a little girl had offered a hungry dog a piece of bread. Now that dog had offered back his courage, his protection, and his life if necessary. From that night forward, no one in the village looked at Lulu as just a stray or even just a pet. He was a hero, living proof that a single act of kindness could echo far into the future. The compassion of a child had saved a life, and in return, that life became a shield of love for her and her family. And so Lulu's story was told again and again, a reminder that mercy multiplies, that loyalty never fades, and that sometimes the smallest gesture can create the greatest bond of all.